Hi everyone, welcome back to Yoga with Candise. Today we are doing a yin yoga practice with a focus on the hips, opening the hips. I invite you to find a comfortable seated position and begin to close your eyes and just connect with your breath, becoming the witness of your breath without judging it. And then setting an intention for your practice. And then fluttering open the eyes, taking a twist to the left, right hand, left knee, and then twisting to the other side, left hand, right knee, gaze over the shoulder. And coming back to center. Our first posture is child's pose. So bring the knees as wide as the mat or whatever feels comfortable. Bring your big toes to touch, arms extend out in front. You can gently wiggle the hips side to side to relax a little deeper into the posture. We're only here for a short time, but finding that stillness, that relaxation. Maybe relaxing the shoulders here. With every breath, your hips sink closer to your heels. It's a great gentle compression for the stomach and the chest. And then coming into our next posture, frog pose. So bring your knees either as wide as the mat or a little bit wider. And your hips now align up and over your knees. So your hips are high and your chest is melting forward. Arms are extended. Your big toes still touch. So we're preparing for a deeper groin opener here. And this pose helps with digestion, relieves cramps. Just breathing deeply, filling the body with breath. And then if you'd like to go a little bit deeper, you can bring the toes now in line with the knees. You may notice that the knees want to broaden a little bit more apart. You can come up on your forearms if that feels more comfortable. This is a very deep, intense groin stretch. And there's also a slight back bend. And just breathing into any tension. If you feel any pain in the knees, then just slowly, gently coming back into your child's pose. Breathing deeply here. You can relax the head down if you'd like. Filling the body with breath. Just here for a few more breaths. Finding that stillness. Then very slowly beginning to walk the knees back under the hips and then extending the legs long, coming onto your belly for Sphinx pose. So the forearms are on the ground, the elbows are underneath the shoulders. You may feel the low rib cage still on the mat. It's nice compression of the stomach. This helps tone the spine. Also stimulates the sacral lumbar arch. And if you'd like to go a little bit deeper and it feels okay for you, then begin to straighten the arms for seal pose. Some people like to turn their fingers outwards. Just see what works for you. And then lowering down, let's come into child's pose just for a few breaths. Lengthening the spine here. And then coming up and sitting on the mat, legs spread wide, and just beginning to fold forward. If forearms on the floor isn't an option, then pressing the fingertips behind you. This is great for opening the hips, the groin, and the back of the thighs. And then begin to walk yourself back towards the body and then folding over the left leg. This is a bit of a deeper hamstring stretch. Also a spinal stretch. Again, if having the hands out in front isn't an option, maybe just pressing the fingertips behind you. Then begin to rise up and then folding over the opposite leg. Again, staying with your breath. Relaxing the toes. Noticing where you may be holding on to. Breathing into that space. Relaxing the shoulders. And then begin to rise. Coming into butterfly pose. Feet pressed together into a diamond and then folding forward. You can be holding on to the feet. You can have a pillow underneath your chest. You can have your fingers pressed behind you, just pressing the chest slightly forward. And just breathing here. This helps stretch the lower back. Then we're going to take, rising up, taking half shoelace. So the right knee is now stacked on top of the left leg is extended. And just folding forward, releasing down. Checking in with your shoulders, relaxing them away from the ears. Begin to walk the hands back towards yourself and switching sides. So now the left heel comes to the outside of the right hip, coming into shoelace, half shoelace on the other side, folding over the legs, breathing deeply. Relaxing the toes. Relaxing the muscles in the face. A couple more breaths here. Begin to rise up, releasing the pose, and then coming into a down dog. So feet are as wide as the hips. Hands are shoulder distance or a little bit wider. Fingers are spread wide. Breathing here. Feeling the deep stretch of the hamstrings. Your knees can be slightly bent. Couple more breaths here. And then the right heel sweeps to the sky, and then stepping the foot wide just to the outside of the right hand. Coming into dragon. So maybe you take your forearms to the floor, maybe you stay on the palms. Another variation is to have the hands propped on that right knee. And just being with where you are. This is a deep hip and groin opener. Also stretching the hip flexors. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can begin to turn the right toes out. Knee points in line with the right toes. This pose might help with sciatica. And breathing fully here. And begin to walk the hands back towards yourself. Coming into Swan. So walking the right heel over to the left hand. And then folding forward. And if you have any pain in the knees, you can gently come back out and find yourself in child's pose. Sleeping Swan is a great pose for gently opening the hips. And just finding relaxation, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the left foot behind you, And begin to walk the hands back towards yourself and step that front foot back, coming into down dog. And from here, stepping that left foot wide of the left hand, coming into dragon now on the other side. So again, it's up to you whether you come onto your forearms or stay onto the palm of the hands. This is a very deep hip and groin opener, so be sure to be breathing fully. Maybe you're even noticing the breath move through the nostrils. To come a little bit deeper into the pose, you're invited to turn the left foot slightly outwards. The knee is pointing in the direction of the toes. Breathing deeply, feeling the breath enter the nostrils. And if the forehead isn't meeting the hands or the mat, you can always use a block to stack the forehead. And then walking that left foot over to the right, bringing the left knee down to the mat, coming into sleeping swan on the other side. And relaxing again the shoulders, allowing for the hips to gently open in a very relaxed way. Getting into those deeper connective tissues. Breathing here fully, deeply, into the belly, into the hips, into the right hip flexor, and taking a few more breaths here. Doing a scan of the body, noticing where you're holding tension, breathing into that space. And begin to walk the hands back towards yourself. Bring the left foot back, come into your down dog. Breathing fully here. And then coming into your child's pose. Surrendering. Surrendering to the earth, to your breath. Surrendering to that stillness within. And then walking the hands back towards yourself and extending the legs now out in front. Coming into caterpillar. And just draping the body over the extended legs. is great for the ligaments along the back of the spine. It also compresses the stomach organs, strengthening digestion. Breathing fully. Relaxing the head, relaxing the shoulders, and then begin to rise up, and coming down onto the back, drawing the right knee into the chest, taking a reclining twist, so the right arm is out to a T, the left hand is on top of the right knee, guiding it over to the left side of the mat. And twists are really nice at restoring the nervous system. A great pose to finish any yoga class. Breathing, relaxing the body, and coming back to center, extending the right leg long, drawing the left knee in and guiding it over now to the right side, extending the left arm to a T. Have your gaze over that left arm if that feels good for you. Sending your breath down your spinal column. And just a couple more breaths here. Coming back to center, extending both feet now towards the sky. I like to have my palms facing up. Have your palms facing down. Decide we're only here for a couple breaths. Legs up the wall helps with regulating blood flow. Helps relieve varicose veins and swollen ankles. And drawing the knees down, the feet down. Just taking a moment here. The legs bent, feet in the air, before fully extending. Feet down to the earth, placing the feet down, and then extending the legs long for your final resting posture, Shavasana. Deep relaxation. I invite you to stay here for as long as you need. Just letting everything go. And until next time, thanks for sharing your breath and your practice. Bye for now.